Hello and welcome to Hta Elite. Today we are in round 6. Today we are in USA and once again I'm with Daniel. Hello.
Hello there, good evening everyone.
We had some technical difficulties to start. It didn't let me start off, but finally we are here. And last week we had an exciting race. I think that it was a pity that you had internet issues. Well, that you had to leave, sorry. Because the final laps, I think that they were the best ones I've ever seen. With the safety car, some drivers fighting for the victory. I think it was crazy.
It's a real shame that I had to leave in the middle of it because from what it seems like it was a really good race and then Kilcree came out on top, so he is the third winner this season, joining the likes of Vast and Sparks.
Yeah, and definitely that makes the standings way more interesting right now because Sparks DNF, and that was a surprise. I mean, that was a shock. It seemed like his screen freezed and that affected him, and suddenly he DNF, so he couldn't do anything about it. And actually, in the standings, now there's some tension, because we have CRG Sparks leading, like he's been doing since the start of the season. But now Buster Racer is 6 points behind with 64, and Kilcree with that victory put himself up to third with 42 points. Then we have CRG Gamer with 33, Frederick with 32, and then we have Rakin Messina with 22, which is the same points that Kiski has. And then we have Lonnie with 19, Luis with 16, Just with 15. That actually he made his debut last week, and it was a pretty solid race. Harrison David with 15. Yeah, and outside the top 11, we have Nathan with 12. We have also MNT Sam. We also have Phoenix with 11, Forbes with 8, Coin with 6, Marvin with 4, as well as Kornhoff. Jordan has 3 points, Ferhan has 2, as well as Tim Venting. And with no points, we have ERT Sam, Nolan, and Onyx. So, with this situation, actually, I think we have an interesting um, panoramic, like an interesting situation for the race of today. I think. I mean, we have a tight championship on top, and we have some people catching up behind. What do you think?
I think that the championship will come down even closer because guys like Kilcree and Gamer are beginning to close the gap to Vasta and Sparks, who have been leading the championship since the very beginning, and I think Gamer in particular is going to have a much better. He's going to have a really good race today because he's just had so much momentum in the last few races. In the last 2 races, he's made his points go from I think 4 points to now being on 33 and going from 14th to 4th in the standings. So I think he can carry this momentum through to this race if he's racing.
Yeah, I think I think he's racing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, that gave me a good idea. Just before we start, I'm gonna run through the drivers that are racing today before this starts. So it's gonna be quickly. We have Sap and Nathan in the Mercedes. We have just Luis on the Ferrari, but we have some reserves out. We have Onyx on the Red Bull. We have Faster Racer Marvin on the Renault, Cohen and Nolan on the Haas. We have Kid and Jordan on the McLaren. We have Forbes on the Racing Point. We have Lonnie and Kiski on the Alfa Romeo. We have Rakin Messina and Frederick on the Toro Rosso, and we have the Sparks and CRG Gamer on the Williams, plus 2 reserves that they didn't choose team. They would just let the game choose for them. That I think that they were Just and someone else, but I cannot remember who was. We will see in a minute. So just before we start, Daniel, I would like to ask, who do you think that is gonna take pole today on USA?
Pole position. Um, I've got to play it safe and either go for Sparks or Gamer. The two Williams boys seem to be quick everywhere they go.
Actually,
So I
it's
think those are all.
we have
It's a
rain.
wet qualifying there.
Yeah, now it's gonna be an interesting situation to see. Um, Actually, I have to say you've played pretty safe. Um, well, after last week, almost guessing that CRG Gamer was going to be third. I think I put him or even win the race. I cannot even remember. I know that I put him in the podium, and you called me that I was crazy, and in the end, almost worked. Today on pole, I think I'm gonna put Buster Racer. I mean, it's true that generally the William guys are pretty fast on qualifying, but I don't know why I have a feeling that an intuition that Buster Racer is gonna take pole today. We can see some cars going on the track already. Well, almost everyone. And I don't know if the conditions are gonna be better throughout the qualifying. I don't think so. It will. It seemed pretty cloudy. So, oh, we can see everyone going out.
First of those drivers being last week's race winner, MNT Kilcrease 35, in that McLaren with his beautiful blue helmet, and that he needs to carry forward that momentum once more today. He's the first out on track. Behind him, I believe, is Nolan. And it's the two Alfa Romeos, so maybe they can help each other out. The two Alfa Romeos here. I don't believe Loney was present in racing last weekend, if I'm correct.
Nolan. No, I think Nolan actually raced last week. I think he did. I mean, my memory is not that good, but I think he did. I think he bottled in quali. I remember commentating that. So I think he did race last week. Um, and we can see that, I mean, today is gonna be tricky because we have a wet qualifying. We don't know how the race is gonna be, but at the moment it seems drivers will have to watch out because, I mean, USA, it's really, I mean, I would say one of the most distinctive tracks in the calendar. It has 20 corners, and a really long straight. I think it's one of the longest in the calendar. I think the Mexico one is the longest, but that straight is one of the longest. So, what do you think are going to be the keys today? I mean, for drivers, where they will have to watch out in this situation?
Well, one of the key places where they're going to have to be really careful is through the S's section, especially the fast switches of the first part of it. It's going to be really tough to navigate for some of these drivers, and especially in these adverse wet conditions there. It's going to be tough to keep the car under control and out of and on the track, really, actually, because any slip up and really, that's not what you want at all. Some of these guys I can already see are struggling quite a lot to keep the car under control.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, that probably the SEs drivers will have to watch out a lot. I mean, if you just go a little bit, if you just touch the curb a bit more, or you just push the throttle a bit more than what you should, you're gonna lose the car. And we can see right now Nolan in the Haas doing his lap, and at the moment he's not struggling. I mean, he's in wets, you always struggle, but it seems like he's actually controlling the situation. I think his lap is not that bad. I'm not sure what drivers should target, like what the target should be on a lap. I don't know what lap they should do or what lap are we looking for. But let's see what Nolan sets. He's now going through the last couple of corners. Really important to know invalidate. Really easy to do so. And he's gonna cross the finish line. What time is he gonna set? 1:47.6. But it's invalidated. Let me. Alright.
Looks like all of the first three drivers, those being Nolan, Loney and Kilcree, all of their times have been validated. So despite the fact that so many cars have already crossed the line, only 4 have set valid laps. The quickest being Nathan, he's just set 1:49.0. Both of the Williams boys come across the line now. Sparks is going to go even quicker with 1:47.8, and then Gamer's going to go second to him. Williams locking out the front row provisionally. Anyone get in between these two today?
Oh yeah, and we can see now Buster Racer crossing the line, and that's 1:48.4, just behind CRG Gamer. Oh, and Kilcree, yeah, he did. Does he have damage?
It looks like he was facing towards the track, so he might have avoided damage on that car. Oh,
yeah, on the right end plate.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. I mean, there's still time, 12 minutes remaining, so he should have enough time to actually do another lap. But we don't know if the situation, the weather is gonna get worse. We don't know. So he'll have to hurry up if that's the case. And right now we can see many drivers, as you say, have invalidated on the first attempt. And one of the guys that are actually on a lap, it's Rakin Messina. I don't know if this is his first attempt. I don't know if he invalidated the previous one. But right now, I don't know if that's quite fast. As we can see, someone went up on the... Oh yeah, it's Nolan. Oh, that's pretty close between Buster Racer, Nolan and CRG Gamer. And now Messina will be the next one to finish the lap. Well, probably not the next one, but one of the drivers to finish a lap. Let's see where he can go. And now he's going through the last corner. And what is he gonna set? It seems like on 148 low. Yeah, 148.5. I mean, except Sparks, that is on another dimension, on another planet. We can say that from 8th to 2nd is pretty close.
Absolutely. When I was watching Messina's lap, I saw he could have definitely taken a lot more time out of his lap. He made a couple mistakes, especially out of the second to last corner, which I believe was turn 19. He lost the back end, which caused him to slide out a little bit and lose some time. And even when he's not pushing right now, he's only a couple hundredths down. I think he's like 500th of a second down on his quickest time. So definitely that Toro Rosso can go faster.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been thinking about it, and probably most of the drivers are doing a bunker lap. I mean, probably the only one that haven't done it is CRG Sparks, because his confidence is just all over the moon, you know. But I think most of the drivers have done a bunker lap, and now probably they'll try a most serious attempt. Who is on a lap right now, on a serious lap?
Someone who just finished was MNT Saab, and he got into second position by 2 tenths on Gamer. So that Mercedes looking strong right now. He dislodges the Williams 1-2 demoting CRG Gamer down onto the second row of the grid behind his teammate, directly on the grid.
Yeah, and right now I'm watching Buster Racer finishing the second sector. He's improving by 2.5, and he's now going through the 2 left-handed corners. Pretty tricky corner. And let's see what he sets. Buster Racer has having a good momentum. I mean, he has been able to reduce the gap massively to Sparks. So probably he'll be able to actually try and keep that going. As we can see, just put in a 1:47.7, and that's pretty good. But Buster Racer finishing the lap, and he goes fastest.
Wow.
So
that was quite something.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're now gaining confidence. Probably, I mean, probably. They're getting used to the track, to this situation, and probably now we're gonna see drivers improving even more as the time as the time passes. And right now I'm trying to watch who else could be on a lap. I think Onyx hasn't done a time yet, and now He's trying to get a time on the board, but he's going through the last corner and he doesn't seem slow. Let's see what he sets. 147.8. Definitely that's not slow. And we can see now the top 4 separated by 1/10 and a half. So, well, more than 1/10 and a half, but less than 2/10. As we can see Kiski going fastest. Actually, thinking about it, probably, well, I'm thinking about the race, and I don't know why I have a feeling that it might be dry. Could we see different setups? I mean, people that prefer having a good quality than race pace?
Pardon, say again.
I mean, that I'm thinking about maybe the situation that maybe the race is on dries, and maybe some drivers might prefer having a good quality, with a wet setup, instead of a dry setup for the race. I mean, might setups play an important role today?
Could definitely play a big factor in how the race turns out, because if Kiski, Vassar and Yost, all these top 3 guys are on a dry setup, on a wet setup right now, then they're going to be a lot slower than someone who might be on a dry setup for the race, because parc fermé means that you have to keep your car setup throughout the weekend. The only thing that can be changed is your front wing and I believe your brakes. Your brake bias or differential.
Yeah, brake bias, differential, and the front wing. As we can see, Kilcree finishing his lap. I don't know if he's going fast or if he's not, but he's running out of fuel, and let's see what he sets as Sparks goes fastest. And Kilcree sets only a 148.7, which puts him 13th, and that's pretty slow. And I don't know if he'll, well, probably he has time for one more run, going into the pits and trying one more run. But right now, Sparks sets the fastest time that we've seen, and it's pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. 147.4, almost 147.5. But he is ahead of Kiski, and his teammate hasn't done a serious attempt yet, it seems.
Loney is currently on an outlap at the moment. He's is in the second sector. Yeah. He's not been. I don't think he's been racing for the last couple of weeks. I don't remember seeing him in that Alfa Romeo. So if he hasn't been racing, it's good to have him back. He's one of the most aggressive drivers on the grid. He can make up an overtake as quick as anything, really. He's just got the natural pace, and that's a really good time from Nolan there. He sets a 1 minute 46.995. That is the first driver to go into the 1 minute 46. Meanwhile, Loney, who has not set a lap yet, has just started one, and Marvin's on a lap at the moment, but he seems to be coming into the pits. Okay, so yeah.
I don't really know, like, what's the situation right now. If we're... Oh, we can see Frederick finishing a lap. Let's see where he goes. He goes up to 4th within 147.666. And I don't know if the track is improving or what, or it's the drivers that didn't set a fast time yet. But, I mean, a 146.9 could be a solid candidate for pole. I mean, 5/10 ahead of Sparks, and I don't know if Sparks is saving that much.
Well, as the session goes on, a dry line is gonna begin to form. You can even see it really, where the tyres have washed the waves and wetness and see. So it's gonna allow for drivers to go even quicker. So whilst Nolan is 5/10 up on Sparks, that doesn't definitively mean that will be the pole time today.
I mean, definitely not. I think many drivers are gonna still improve, but I'm really doubtful. I mean, about the current situation on track, because I don't know if the track is improving or what, but definitely people are going faster and faster. And right now we're on board with Luis, who is finishing his lap, and right after we'll go on board with Loney, and he does a 148.7, enough to be 14th. And let's see Loney, because he's finishing his first lap, He hasn't set a lap yet, and let's see what he's gonna set. It seems a pretty solid attempt. Definitely 147.4. That's enough for second. So pretty solid lap from the Alfa Romeo.
He was quickest through sector 1 and 2, so I think he made a mistake in that final sector, which cost him the time to beat Nolan, but he could try for another attempt right here, which I think is what he's doing. We'll focus on something else.
I mean, it could have been, yeah, he could have made a mistake, and we'll have to see. But right now, I think Nathan is on a lap with the Merc. He's going through the last corner. Let's see what he's able to set. He improved by 0.2, 148.4, and that's not enough. Coin is going into the pits. The next one is a Ferrari. I think it's used, but he invalidated, so he's going for another attempt. And I've switched to Buster Racer that has just invalidated. Oh my. Yeah, I think he's gonna go for another one straight away. So let's see what he says. But right now, I cannot say, like, if you tell me who would I put on pole, I cannot tell you. I mean, I think it's totally unpredictable.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that Nolan is 0.2 up right now. He's gone purple through the first and second sectors. So, is he going to improve on his already incredible time? And he could go at 0.7 clear of his nearest rival. So, Nolan, who was an outsider for this race, neither of us predicted he would challenge the pole.
Ooh.
And Loney actually goes quicker by just 1/100th of a second.
And a Ferrari lost it.
Ferrari, I think that's Louis.
Yeah.
Follow Nolan to the end of this lap. Is he going to go quicker than Loney? No, he won't. He actually lost out on that time, and Louis out of qualifying session.
I think he lost a lot on the double corner, left-handed corner. I think it went a bit deep, and he just lost a lot of time there. And let's see if we can go with some drivers to try not miss the action. I think CRG Gamer just started the lap, so right now it's gonna be chaotic, I'm not gonna lie, but let's try and keep with everyone. Oh, Nathan is gonna start a lap. Trying to catch as much drivers as I can, and I think Just is finishing. No, it's gonna start a lap. God damn. I mean, can I actually get a driver that is finishing a lap?
Looks like a Toro Rosso is up next, so I think it's Frederick starting a lap. There's a Renault behind him. Is that Marvin? No, it's not. It's Vasta about to either start or finish a lap.
No. I think that the car ahead actually didn't help, and I think Marvin is finishing a lap 149.40. That's not good. I think Kiski is the other driver on a lap right now. I think he's no, that's Lonnie. It's Lonnie. No, Lonnie invalidated. The next one is Williams, probably Sparks. Yeah, Sparks it is. And behind is a McLaren, but I think it's Kilcree. Yeah, it's Kilcree. And let's see what Sparks said. Is he gonna be fastest? No, he doesn't. 147.2, and that's not enough. Let's see what more drivers. I think Forbes is the next one to cross the finish line, going through the last corner. Through the last section of the circuit, and he's gonna put a 147.0 just ahead of Sparks. And now we have many drivers closing up the finish line, and I think CRG Gamer is one of them. We have two cars ahead, and I couldn't catch who are they. And we can see CRG Gamer going 6th fastest, and right now I think the only one that could actually right now IGK Just is not on a lap. Is Nolan though on a lap?
No, he can't be right now. He's 42 seconds slower, so I don't think he's gonna get pole with that time. That looks to be your grid for today. Loney on pole and Nolan in second behind him.
Yeah, definitely interesting grid, because these are drivers. I mean, the top 3 are generally drivers that do not show. I mean, not that do not show to the race, so they are generally behind. I don't know if they've gone for a wet setup or what, but definitely today it seems that on wets they have the pace. So we'll have to see what the condition is like on the race. But right now Sparks is gonna have an interesting situation because we'll have to see if he's gonna use a calculator, trying to see his options, or if he's just gonna go aggressive, and try overtake everyone. Because right now, Buster Racer qualified 7th. I mean, I'm gonna go with the results of qualifying. That Lonnie on 1st, Nolan on 2nd, Forbes on 3rd, Sparks on the Williams in 4th, Kiski is 5th, CRJ Gamer behind, Frederick is 7th, Buster Racer 8th, IGK Just is 9th, Jordan Polska is 10th on the Red Bull, Rakin Messina 11th, Onyx is 12th, Sap is 13th, Kilcree and Nathan 14 and 15, and behind we have Cohen, Luis, Tim Penting, and Marvin. And what I was talking about is that Buster Racer starts 7th, Sparks starts 4th, and then we have CRJ Gamer and Kilcree. Do you think Sparks is gonna be cautious, or he's just, as we have dry race it seems, or he's just gonna risk it, and go for the move?
You know what? I think it's a long race. You have to be calculated in these 50%. It's not a 5-lap lobby. You just need to keep your head down, stay focused, try not to get too many penalties, because at the end of the day, if there's a late safety car, you need to have as little penalties as you can, because if there's someone behind you who could have been 50 seconds behind you, but then you've been bunched up, you're going to lose the position to them if they have no penalties.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a sprint race, it's not a 5-lappers, some drivers, in the community think that 5-lappers can actually decide if you're faster than any other, if you know who I'm trying to mention, but definitely it doesn't. 50% race, you have to be cautious, you have to think about it, but you never know. I mean, last race on in Australia, we actually saw madness. And today could be more of the same. We'll have to wait and see. As drivers start the formation lap, I think you're seeing this miles away. But I'm gonna ask you your prediction for the podium. What's gonna be?
Well, I'm going to go with an outsider choice for the win. I think Forbes is going to take the victory. He's been really unlucky this season. He's not had a good start in terms of scoring many points, so I think he just needs this win. And he's got the pace to do so, so I'm going to say P1 is Forbes, P2 will be Gamer, and then P3 will be, let's go with Sparks.
Give me a sec, because generally I don't write them down, but I would like to have them down, So you put Forbes, CRJ Gamer right in 2nd, and then we have Sparks in 3rd.
That's correct.
Alright. It's interesting, I have to say, because I don't expect Forbes to have such a good pace, honestly. So I don't know why I'm gonna put Gamer as the winner today. I'm gonna put Buster Racer 2nd, because I think he's gonna be really, really aggressive. And I'm gonna put, last week I didn't put Sparks on the podium because I said that he was gonna crash. I didn't know why, and he did. But today I'm gonna put him 3rd because I think he's just gonna be cautious. I think he's gonna be clever, try to not risk it, and that's gonna be my prediction for today. For the guys that are watching, if you want to put your predictions, or your thoughts on the comments, we will be reading throughout the race. So let's see. Drivers are getting to the grid, and I think it's gonna be a crazy one. I think the grid is a bit mixed up, and I think it's gonna be a madness of a race.
I expect the same thing, really, especially with such a high caliber grid where the pace is so close. Some of these guys starting from the back can easily make their way through the grid, and it's going to be a really intense race as they now line up to start the race. 28 laps around Kota here today.
Yeah, I mean, any coincidence with the grid that we have currently is pure coincidence. So we have 20 laps ahead. It's gonna be a madness of a race. And let's watch out, because now we have 1 red light, 2 red lights, 5 red lights. And away we go. We can see the Haas starting pretty well. Behind we have a Red Bull being squeezed by Renault, but he tries to defend us. We can see another Red Bull going crazy into turn 1, and a Williams is collected.
Oh, no.
And that Sparks, once again, he's involved in the crash, and now he's down the grid. That's what he didn't want, and we have a virtual safety car. Wow.
Looks like the Red Bull diving up the inside. I believe that was Onyx and Jordan as well. I think both of them went up the inside. That really put off some other drivers, and now Sparked, once again, his bad luck continues with the starts. He's now down in 17th position, almost completely the same as it was in Germany, where he was facing the wrong way. But do you know what happened in Germany? He won the entire Grand Prix, so it's not over yet. Still 28 laps to go as we get underway. Green flag racing is lonely, and I think Jordan spun. Jordan's out. He's in the wall, and he's lost his front wing. He's almost he's taken out his teammate or something.
Yeah, Onyx is also... I mean, both Red Bulls were the ones that dived into turn 1, and it was a bit crazy because, I mean, you cannot be so aggressive into turn 1, you know, and we know that that first corner is pretty, I mean, it's pretty easy, you know, to tap the rear of anyone and just make him spin around. Right now we can see some action going at the back of the field, but right now we're trying to stick with the leaders, as we can see Nolan being pretty close. I mean, there's no drastic change in front. We can see CRE Gamer gain some places. If you can actually go throughout the field and see if anyone has damage on the front wing, because that first corner was a bit insane, I have to say.
Well, pulling into the pits is CRG Sparks, LR Cohen, VSR Onyx, Louis, Maslina, and of course Jordan, who's lost his entire front wing. You can see Red Bull both having to stack, hard tires going on, and also Louis being held up by this because he can't get out of his pit box. So now Jordan has to pull in, and Louis can be set free after a really long pit stop there. That's hurt him so much.
Yeah, and interesting to see that Sparks goes for the softest tire. And behind we have 4 drivers on hards, and then we have Rakim Messina that decided to go soft. I don't know if it's possible to go 26 lap on hards. Probably not impossible, but probably you'll be dead by the end of the race. Meanwhile, in front we can see the gaps are being stable. I mean, they keep under the second. And we have a 6-car train. I mean, probably Frederick is the last one, is on the edge, as we can see, just catching up. Will he go for the move though? Because I think the Ferrari is much faster than the Toro Rosso.
Well, we're about to have DRS enabled as we enter onto lap number 3. Lonely sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. That's faster than anyone so far. But Nolan is still within 1 second of Lonely, so that's going to allow for him to open the rear wing, and he almost got the inside, but it didn't work out.
And Marvin going into the pits. The other Renault, Buster Racer's teammate, going into the pits. So probably that will be a position for Sparks, who will be now up to 13th. And let's go back again with the leaders, because as he said, now we're going to have DRS. Now we're gonna have, I think it's gonna be crazy, because I think it's gonna be a DRS train. But the thing is that probably the guy in second, you know, and the guys behind are gonna have much more straight line speed than the first. So probably we'll see 3 whites during the race. And we can see the Ferrari behind. I mean, I have to... Oh, they has tried to dive into the inside. They go side by side, the bank wheels. And we can see the Ferrari. I think he pushed off the Toro Rosso, but it's now the Alfa Romeo trying to defend by the inside. But it's Nolan getting the position. Oh, good switch back by the Alfa Romeo driver, Lonnie, trying to hold round the outside. But it seems they has... I think he has gained the position, doesn't he?
That was a really neat battle there from Nolan and Loney, and has resulted in Nolan taking P1, but for how much longer? Because now it switches back, and now it's Loney to have DRS on Nolan. And you know what this is going to do? This is going to bring Forbes into the fight a little bit. He almost goes right into the rear wing of the Alfa Romeo, but he has closed up to him so much through there, and now Forbes could try and put some pressure onto the leading into this great fight we are seeing. It seems to be a 3-horse race at the moment as Kiski's fallen off the back of these guys.
Yeah, and I have to say that despite they were fighting, Kiski was 1 second off. Now it seems he's back under the second gap. As we can see, Sparks going fastest, but on the softest tire. And I have to say that I didn't expect this moves, you know. I was expecting more of a calm race, but it seems that they are not. Oh, we can see a beautiful train. I mean, look at that, 8 drivers, you know, following each other in DRS range. As we can see, the Alfa Romeo pretty close, but I don't think he's gonna try to move. And meanwhile, behind, let's see what happens. The Alfa Romeo trying to defend from CRG Gamer. Meanwhile, behind, Buster Racer already attacking the Ferrari driver, as Onyx picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Onyx is way out of the race contention right now. He's down in 15th position. You can see from 13th all the way to 19th. It's a pit stop lost for all of these guys. They had to come into the pit at the end of lap 1, Marvin at the end of lap 3. So yeah, that's a shame for all of those drivers. We begin lap number 5. Yost takes a 3-second time penalty. He's currently in 7th position, trying to take on Frederick. And Augusta Racer is trying to go up the inside of him through turn 1, but he does not make any moves stick there, so they're going to stay 6th for Frederick, 7th for Yost, and 8th for Vasta, but Yost seems to be pressuring the back of the Toro Rosso for a lot of this race right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're seeing right now. We are seeing many battles, as we can see some drivers getting penalties. We can see Nolan getting a 3-second time penalty, as well as Forbes that picked it up right just now. And I'm taking a look at the comments, and we can see people like Dark Bolt, known as Jordan, saying Jordan was a maniac in turn 1. I totally agree with that. And we can see the Alfa Romeo pretty close, but he's not trying to move. I think he's being a bit clever, you know. I think he wants to try and separate from the rest, but behind we have some action. It's the Toro Rosso and the Ferrari driver. He's trying to hold down the inside, but the Ferrari, I think, has the move done. And now the Renault trying behind round the outside. What a crazy move from Buster Racer, but is he gonna keep it? I don't know. Oh, he's going down the inside, and I think he's gonna make the move stick. Really great work by the Renault driver as he goes up to 7th. But that small fight has allowed CRG Gamer to take a breath from IGK Just. So 1.5 is now the gap that separates them.
Vata did really well to save it there. He had a trip through the grass, and I think the contact made with Frederick actually helped him quite a lot to keep the car stable. If that was him by himself, he would have been spun around the wrong way. But luckily, the Toro Rosso was there to almost be like a walking stick for himself, and you can already see the gap of 1.5 seconds has come down to about just over 1 second. So Yost seems to have a lot more pace than these guys right now, even though they're in a big DRS train together from 1st all the way down to 5th position.
Yeah, definitely, and I think one of the keys right now is at least to have DRS, because if not, the guys ahead are gonna start pulling a gap, you know. But we can see IGK Just and Buster Racer having much more pace than what they could show, because Frederick was actually causing a train. But right now, in front, I think things have calmed down pretty much, and Nolan is leading. Lonnie, I think, it's not interested in causing a fight right now, and I think he's just trying to keep the tires well, and trying to save some ERS. And probably, as we saw last week, I think all the action is gonna be on the second stint. I think drivers right now are not interested on fighting.
Well, you just want to extend your stint as much as possible to get faster tyres towards the end, because that's when the track is going to be a lot more rubbered in. It's going to be quicker than when it was at the start of the Grand Prix. So it's smart for Loney to not be engaging in a battle with Nolan right now, because it's a game of strategy right now, and all these guys seem to be on the same strategy. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll have to see how they plan out, but when we can see two drivers catching penalties, I think it was Buster Racer and probably IGK used by the speed that it appeared and disappeared on the board. I mean, many drivers in the top 7 getting penalties. It was Nolan first, then it was Forbes, and right now Buster Racer and IGK used. And right now I think CRG Gamer is going for the move, but I think he thought about it, but he didn't try.
I think that Vassar is on 2 time penalties now, so that's 6 seconds already, and no yellow flags.
It's Onyx. It's Onyx.
His woes today continue as now Owen gets past him, moving up to 16th place. The Haas driver's also not had better luck this season.
Nah, I mean, I think he's one of the fastest here, but definitely he's not having the luck. I mean, I think that what happened in turn 1, it was just pretty crazy. I mean, it was not the way to go, Jordan was way too aggressive, and yeah, what happened was unlucky for Onyx, because I think that if that didn't happen, he would have been alive after the S's.
It's a big shame for Onyx, but I think too many drivers trying to do the same thing resulted in a big accident, as now Cohen and Onyx make contact, and that kills Cohen's momentum completely, and Onyx takes a 3-second time penalty, and now he pulls into the pits once again, so that's his second stop, and it's only lap number 8. Onyx is having a nightmare of a race today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, unless a safety car comes out, I don't think his race will be safe. And now CRG Gamer, I think he's finally gonna try the move on the Alfa Romeo. No, he doesn't. Oh, he's going around the outside maybe. He tries a switchback. No, he's not going for the move. And it's I think he's faster than the Alfa Romeo, and being behind is just causing Buster Racer to probably catch up. That actually Buster Racer has overtaken Just. We'll have to see if he can catch up the rest. But the Williams driver right now, I don't know if he's being cautious, trying to save the spot or what, but I think he could easily go for the move. As we can see, more action incoming right now. CRG Gamer being really cautious. I mean, he's not going for the move, definitely. He could actually try, but I don't know if he's not interesting. Let's see what the... I mean, he's saving lots of ERS. I don't know what's Kiski. Well, they're pretty similar. Well, Forbes is the only one. Well, I don't know if the only one. Nolan and Forbes are the only one that are struggling a bit, I mean, compared to the rest. So I don't know if ERS is being a factor. But CRG Gamer could easily try the move, and he's not going for it. I mean, I think he's losing a lot of time. As we can see, he struggled with the grip, losing a bit the back end of the car. And definitely he's not going for the move now. And Buster Racer has caught up with the rest. He's now under a second to CRG Gamer. And Buster Racer, I think he knows today is the day to try and reduce that gap and actually try and lead the championship after this round.
There's not many points between Vasta and Spark to actually just have a look at the standings. I believe that the point system is different in HTA. I don't think it's as many points for the win.
It's 19 points.
19 points for the win.
Yeah.
Only 6 points separate these guys, so yeah, Vasta had a good performance and Sparks stays out of the points, which is what he seems to be doing right now. He's only in 13th position as Vasta almost goes into the rear left tyre of CRG Gamer 62 there. That could have been bad. If this was simulation damage, Vasta would have no wing and Gamer would have had puncture if they were to make contact, so they did well to avoid it there. But this train is beginning to stack up a little bit more as Joost and Vasta have gotten back into the fight after their earlier battles. So still a lot on the table right now with the one big DRS train. Frederick still trying to get back in touch with these guys. That would be the top 8, all within a second of each other.
Yeah, and as we are in lap 10, I must ask, when are we expecting people to start pitting? Because I don't know how many laps can drivers do with these mediums?
I'm not too sure about strategy around this track myself, but it could be a medium to hard strategy. So if that's the case, then they'd have to come to the pit soon to get the most out of their hard tyres. But they could also extend their stint by a long way. It'd be a big ask to do, but they could go on to the softs at the end.
We'll have to wait and see, but now we're getting closer to the equator, of the race. We're getting closer to the half point of the race, and I think strategy probably will play an important role here, because the driver that actually goes into the pits earlier to try an undercut will be the driver that probably overtakes the most. As we can see, Forbes is struggling to keep up as he has lost the DRS range. I mean, he's the only one that is not being able to save ERS, and I think his pace is not fast enough to keep up with the rest, and we'll have to see if anyone tries the move on Forbes, as I think we'll probably see a 3 wide here. So we'll have to wait and see as they go through the long straight, and we can see he is really down on ERS, and the Alfa Romeo, I think he's gonna go down the inside, he's gonna make it, and actually Sparks, CRG Gamer takes a look, but he doesn't go for the move, and it's now the Renault trying round the outside, but CRG Gamer doesn't want to let him get by. Yes, they go, they bang wheels, and now he's going round the outside. They make contact once again, and it's Buster Racer almost losing the rear, and CRG Gamer doesn't want to give up, but I think he's not gonna have any other alternative. Nah, he had to give the position, yeah.
That was a great battle for P5 there. Gamer held his own for a really long time, almost the entirety of the third sector, but Vasta just had the pace to get past him, and you could have seen how much they were making contact, and Vasta almost lost car. It was an incredible battle, and hopefully we can see more of this as the race goes on.
I mean, I have to say this race is shaping up as probably the best one so far. I mean, although, because generally on all the races we see that on the first stint we don't generally see as much action as in the second stint, and I think that probably drivers right now, we're seeing some action as CRG Gamer loses a spot. I don't know if he had a bad exit, but now the Ferrari goes up a place, and definitely we're seeing some good action on the first half of the race that we generally don't see, as we have yellow flags, and that's Haas or Renault, I'm not sure. No, I think yes, it's Cohen on the third sector, and we have a safety car.
Whoa.
I don't know if that was done on purpose, but now we have a safety car, and that's gonna affect CRG. Well, no, actually, it's gonna help CRG Sparks, and it's gonna help the guys ahead. Or I don't know if it's gonna help at all, but now we're gonna have an interesting situation.
these guys. This is gonna call for a lot of action down in the pits, and it could also leave guys like Kiski, who his teammate is
Oh,
really close to him. That could leave him out of the points, maybe. But he just has to hope for the best. Is anyone gonna pull into the pits? Looks
um,
like Loney will do so, and Kiski as well.
I mean,
Nolan's gonna stay out. What about Basta? Who's pulling in? So
um,
you can see most of the top drivers are pulling in.
and I have to say that actually, oh, actually, I think Nolan didn't go into the pits because his teammate was on the pitch, so that was unfortunate for him. And I have to say that actually, Cohen had no front wing, so that's probably the reason why the safety car came out. And we can see Forbes not going into the pits. I mean, we can see guys putting hards and some guys putting softs. What's happening? As we can see, someone got disqualified. It's Cohen. Is he really disqualified? Or it's just a glitch from the game?
It could be just a glitch. He seems to still be going at regular pace, not slowing down at all. So I think that might just be a glitch. Marvin retired in the pit lane, I think.
Yeah, it's probably
That's
a
his
glitch.
race over.
Yeah, and it's a pity because he was doing well. We can see, I mean, now the strategy is totally a mess. I mean, we have CRG Gamer on hards that was overtaken by Frederick on the pits. And then we have Buster Racer, Just, and Lonnie on hards. Then we have Nolan and Forbes on just mediums that probably they won't pit. But I don't know what they are doing. I mean, this is actually such an interesting situation because we have such a diversity of strategy. Then we can see behind Team Venting going on on mediums, new mediums, and Sparks going on a 3 laps mediums. Probably the one that he used at the start of the race. I'm not sure. And yeah, tell me.
Oh, this does bring Sparks back into the race because of his turn 1 incident. So his race is not over. I said it after the incident occurred. His race is not over. He still has a shot in this Grand Prix still to go.
Yeah, I mean, definitely now what some drivers needed has come out, you know, and probably is gonna stay one more lap. But I mean, I'm trying to figure out what soft runners are trying to do, but to be honest, I don't really know because soft cannot go 14 laps, can they?
No, I don't think they can, to be honest. We're just about reaching the halfway point of this Grand Prix. Maybe the drivers could be anticipating another safety car later in the race, so they're trying to get as much pace out as they can.
But that's like flipping a coin, you know, and seeing what you're gonna get, you know, as well as, you know, rolling a dice. So I don't know what's the strategy is gonna be like. I don't know if they're gonna try to stop with only soft, you know, and trying to catch the hards runners on softs. But then we have the medium runners. I mean, this is actually an open race, and I think that right now we're gonna see some interesting fight going on. We'll have to wait. Probably safety car will go in this lap. But I mean, I'm excited because for once I don't know what drivers are gonna do, and it's gonna be an interesting call to see what they are doing because the medium runners behind could actually have a chance, you know, to try and catch the soft runners. I don't know if BRT, Forbes, and Nolan will be able to open a gap and then with the softs, you know, try and catch up again. I mean, we have an interesting situation. I think our predictions are gonna be far from what it's gonna happen. But let's see, safety car in this lap, and we'll be back in action. So let's see. Right now, it will be Nolan, the driver, who will set the pace and will determinate when to speed up. And let's see when he does it. Right now, he's going pretty fast. I don't know if it's gonna be interesting on holding up the pack, but it seems he's gonna try and retain everyone till the finish line. He's pushing now. Oh, and it's Forbes actually going for the move. I don't know if that was illegal or not, but they're going side by side, and the Haas now trying to hold it round the outside. No, I don't think he's gonna try it. And right now, let's see if we have action behind. I mean, the hard runners now will have actually an interesting situation trying to... Oh, and the Ferrari losing a bit the backhand, but being able to control it. And let's see what happens. We have many cars really close. We can see Kilcree pretty close from CRG Gamer. I mean, soft runners will try to gain some time on those tires. As we can see, Frederick going side by side with the Ferrari. Now will be CRG Gamer, the one who tries to have that slipstream, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. As we can see, the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso still side by side. I think he's gonna try and hold it down the inside, but oh, he was hit. He was hit by Kilcree, and Kilcree has front wing damages. And we can see Sparks on the middle of the fight. I don't know if he has front wing damage. No, he doesn't. But now this is this is insane. I think the Ferrari is now trying to round the outside and just losing a couple of positions after that incident. And wow, CRG Gamer holding round the outside, and now Mercedes is pushed off the track by the Alfa Romeo, who also overtakes Justin. That was a crazy move by the Williams, as we can see Just going into the pits, and surprisingly it's Just going into the... Oh, and we can see a Red Bull crashing into the wall, and that's Onyx once again, definitely not having the day, as you said before, Daniel.
That was... Oh, he's out the race. Virtual safety car is out as he turns into the wall. That is very... That was a really interesting fight to actually look at. That was fun to watch. Gamer just had the bravery, didn't he? He just to stick it around the outside of turn 15, is it? 15,
yeah,
16,
yeah, 15, 16, and 17. Yeah.
Well, to be able to go around the outside there is something else. To be honest, that was an insane overtake from CRG Gamer, and it led him back into P7 after we lost it to a couple drivers who have made a better strategy call. Frederick is going to be the quickest man on track, I would say, right now on the fresh softs.
Yeah, and right now we have an interesting situation, because soft runners, I mean, now could actually try and make the tires work till the end, but medium runners, what are they gonna do? I mean, they have a difficult situation. They are not opening a gap to the guys behind, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, right now, I think it's totally unpredictable, because they might go softs and they might get drivers in the at the end of the race, but they try to... Oh, and we can see the Haas going into the pits. Forbes staying out one more lap, and I think he's gonna go softs, as we have DRS enabled in this lap. And surprisingly, Kilcree is staying out with the damages. We can see Lonnie being launched by Frederick, who's actually on a set of softs, so she should have an advantage on these first laps. And meanwhile, behind, Kilcree already losing time, and CRG Gamer being overtaken again by Kiski. Well, I don't know if he was already overtaken, but losing some positions here, CRG Gamer. I don't know if he's being cautious or what, but at the moment he doesn't want to risk it. And we can see Lonnie losing another place. Good launch by Buster Racer down the inside on that sort of hairpin. But it's now the Alfa Romeo pretty close. Is he gonna try again? Try and launch it back down the inside. As meanwhile, we have some action in front. We can see Frederick going round the outside. As we can see Forbes trying to push him wide. But I think he's gonna have the positions. But Forbes doesn't give up. but the position is now belongs to Frederick. Good move by the Toro Rosso, although those new softs are helping massively.
So yeah, his soft tyres are going to be really strong for now, but they're already 4 laps old. We still have about 11 laps left in this Grand Prix, so I don't think they can make it to the end. As now Forbes is going to be the last driver to come in to make his first pit stop, as Frederick was the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, despite having to overtake Forbes. That just shows his pace today, as Forbes is going to go from all the way in the lead to now being plumb last with Nolan.
I mean, I have to say that first, I mean, it's not gonna be like 10 laps on, no, sorry, I mean 14 laps or 15 on the softs. I mean, that safety car helped quite a bit, you know, to try and like we could say that it's gonna be 13 laps on those softs, or even 12, you know. 12, 13 is gonna be probably the number of laps that they're gonna run on those softs. And we'll have to see, as we can see behind, actually the gap is not that big. Actually, Nolan and Forbes could actually catch up with the rest in a few laps time. So we'll have to see what they do. So actually it's not a bad strategy, as we can see behind CRG Gamer trying to go, try to defend from Sub, but the Mercedes going all over him, trying to go round the outside, but I don't think he has it. No, he doesn't. And now Sparks is running currently 9th. Good recovery from the Scottish driver, also helped massively by the safety car. But hey, I mean, he didn't give up, you know.
Should never give up in league racing. Anything can happen. You know, you could be dead last, but a safety car can save your race. So that's one tip from me: just never give up. Just keep going, because that's what Sparks did. Look where he is now. He's pressuring the Mercedes drivers of Saab and Nathan at the moment, and even his teammate, who's running in a fight for the podium position. It's not over yet.
Yeah, and we can see actually the McLaren and the Williams going side by side since turn 1, and it's actually the Williams trying to hold down the inside, but that was quite impossible to do. And I'm thinking that maybe CRG Gamer has some damage. And she, I think he had a really bad exit.
Just went into the rear. He hit the rear left tyre of the Kilcree after Kilcree slowed down unexpectedly. It's a battle between the Alfa Romeos. Kiski moving up into P3 ahead of Loney, who seems to be struggling on these hard tyres at the moment. He lost position to Vasta, and now he sees his teammates slipping away. Kilcree is next, but those tyres are not going to last forever as Saab moves up into P5. Pretty easy move from him. Is Nathan going to follow suit?
Oh, and we can see now Nathan.
Not quite.
And now Nathan going down the inside of Kilcree, but not being able to overtake him, as we have some action behind. Luis losing 2 positions to Masina and Jordan Polska. And right now, weird situation for the Williams drivers, you know. Currently sitting 8th and 9th. And we have to see how this plan out, but definitely CRG Gamer has had a bad few laps, you know. So we'll have to see what they do, as we can see Kilcree having some issues, almost losing the back end and losing a position. Will he try to hold the position? He's diving into the inside of Sparks. Good traction from the McLaren driver. This is gonna be really close. He's gonna hold it. That was really close, and it's now CRG Gamer who's gonna try to move on Kilcree. He's gonna launch it down the inside, and this time the driver from Williams actually make it work. Yeah, he does it. Amazing work from the Williams driver. And Kilcree, definitely that damage is costing him a lot of time. And now he's been caught up by Rakin. Oh, that dive! I didn't see that one coming. And he's now back into P8, but I don't think it's gonna. Oh, we can see actually CRG Gamer doesn't have DRS. I don't know if it's because of the detection zone or if he's having some issues. As we can see, Rakin trying to. Oh, we're gonna have a 3 wide. This is not gonna end pretty well. As we can see now, the Williams trying an alternative traction, we could say. And now the McLaren try to hold round the outside. Is he gonna try the switch back? No, he doesn't, and he's now being overtaken by the Red Bull. Oh my god, so much action right now. Now it's Kilcree down to P10, and I think Jordan is gonna overtake him round the inside. Oh no! Oh, I thought the Ferrari was going to make that 3 wide, but that was pretty insane to try. As we can see, the McLaren giving up and going into the pits. I mean, what he was doing was kind of mission impossible, you know. Pretty difficult to stay out with that huge damage on the end plate.
What caused all that battling was his attempted dive bomb on game, and that was a really deep and late move on the brakes. It was never going to work, but he just decided to send it anyways, and it caused all of that to happen. It led to his downfall. Almost, he was shafted out the points, and now he is in last place after coming to the pits. McLaren's were in 15th and 16th positions, so unlucky for them.
Yeah, but they are the office for McLaren drivers, and I have to say that Nolan and Forbes already like 1 point. Well, actually Nolan 1.2 behind Cohen, so it's matter of time that he actually makes the move. So he's already there. I mean, it won't be long until he gets to this group we have here between Gamer, Jordan, you know, and all of these guys.
Well, it's one thing to catch up to everyone, it's another thing to overtake, so
yeah,
despite the fact that
continue.
The pace might be rapid for Nolan, it's definitely going to be difficult to get past his teammate here. Or his team, he might play the team game with Will Cohen and let his teammate through because he's obviously quicker. It's 10 lap old mediums compared to 4 lap old soft tyres, so pace is going to be completely different here today.
I think soft runners, like new soft runners, are going to actually have an advantage. As we can see, Sparks going really deep into braking, and we can see that Buster Racer is finally catching up again. So we can say that after 10-11 laps, those softs are gonna get closer to its cliff. And probably Buster Racer will now try the move. Meanwhile, behind, Nolan already made the move on Cohen, so he's now up to 12, and the next one is Lewis. So Nolan is getting, I mean, I don't think if staying out was the correct alternative, but definitely, I mean, it's an interesting strategy to go with. Let's see if we can have some more action. Right now it seems that we are having a count brace. Let's see if anyone brings out the safety car, you know, for some crazy action at the end of the race. But at the moment, I think we are sticking up with the Mercedes drivers, since actually they've been doing a really good race. They've gained many positions during the race. They've been, I mean, they haven't made that much noise, but they are up there, you know, and probably they're gonna try and defend those positions with their lives. But we can see that Sparks is all over them, and it won't take long for the Scottish driver to actually try them off.
What I think we're seeing is the crossover point in the pace of the tyres. If I actually bring your attention to the top two, Vaster and Frederick, the Renault driver has been able to catch up to the old soft runner of Frederick. He's been able to do it really easily, so I think the softs at 10 laps have gone off already, and this is going to invite Vaster Racer to maybe overtake him at some point, almost hits him there.
I think he's gonna go for the move now. I mean, look at that. He's pretty close, and definitely he's catching up. He's going down the inside. I mean, and he's gaining. Yeah, he's getting back the. Oh, yeah. The Toro Rosso doesn't even try and defend. As we can see, Nathan being overtaken also by Sparks. So Sparks is now up to 6. And actually, if Buster Racer is able to pull a gap, he could actually get in the lead of the championship if the situation keeps as it is right now.
just has to take 6 points, 7 points actually, on Sparks to officially move into the lead of the championship, which is weird to see because Sparks has won 3 of the 5 races so far. But bad luck has plagued him, like in this race, and of course last weekend where his screen throws off on him, he'd definitely be in a challenging position, but he's still in 6th place, so it's not over yet. We still have just over 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Vasta leading by quite some margin over Frederick at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can see Frederick already falling off the DRS range, now 1.3, and now it's Kiski all over him. I mean, probably Frederick was way too hard on those softs because Kiski doesn't seem to lose that much pace, and he's gonna make the move. He's gonna move towards the left, and it's gonna be as simple as that. Down the inside, and meanwhile behind Sparks overtakes up, and that's it. Now the Alfa Romeo is up to 2nd, and we'll have to see because Lonnie could actually be on a potential P2, so we'll have to see. And Forbes has now overtaken Cohen, but I don't know if those softs are actually pretty well, and we can see Nathan and Rankin going side by side. I think actually this helped massively Rankin to try and catch to Sparks, or maybe those mediums are not that good anymore. I mean, 14 laps mediums, we could see that Forbes and Nolan went into the pits with 16 laps medium, so probably we'll see the same here. I mean, no, they won't go into the pits, but probably those tires are close to its cliff. So probably Hearts runners will have. Oh, and we can see Team Benti. Oh, in the pits. For 1 second, I was actually like having a smile on my face, you know, hoping that the safety car came out, but that was way too much. And we can see the Toro Rosso now going down the inside, and as he now overtakes the Mercedes from SAP, and we'll have to see if he's able to catch Sparks, but those 3 laps of difference could actually make a difference. And we can see now the Mercedes try and go back round the outside, and CRE Gamer is now up to 8, and meanwhile behind Jordan also takes advantage of the gap left by Nathan on the inside, and the Mercedes driver losing a lot of positions right now. I mean, those softs, I think they're on their edge, we could say. As we can see now, Rakin Messina trying to hold the position, trying to defend from SAP, but I think those softs are not longer good tires to be with. As we can see now, CRG Gamer really close from the Merc driver. I think he's gonna try the move on turn 1, and we have to see if Jordan tries the same. I think he's gonna dive in. Yeah, there we have. Oh, way too deep. And now, oh, sector 3 also into the pits. Yeah, they are playing with my heart, with my emotions. You cannot do that.
I think that we are a bit too late in the race for a safety car.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a shame to see.
And right now we're having, I mean, we're not having a fight for the win, but definitely we're having some good action on the middle of the field. This different. Oh, we can see the Red Bull trying to dive into the inside, as well as Luis. Definitely the Mercedes. Yeah, I was talking about the great race they were doing. Well, let's say that it cost them a lot to actually get there, and they actually losing their positions really easily. So bad luck for the Mercedes driver. Those softs are definitely dead. I mean, I don't think they're being able to keep up with the pace of the others tires, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Sparks has moved into 4th position, so is definitely spicing up the race. All because Loney and no, not Loney, Kiski and Sparks Ties are both going to be at the edge of their lives. So this could maybe see on raw pace Sparks catch up to Kiski, and maybe they can have a battle for the final spots on the podium.
Call me crazy, but I think Gamer is gonna finish ahead of his teammate, and he's gonna finish on the podium. I know it's a bold prediction, seeing like the situation right now, but honestly, I don't think those meetings are gonna last those final laps. And we can see now Frederick and Rakin fighting for position. I think Frederick is not gonna give the position that easily to his teammate, as we can see now CRG Gamer behind, trying to catch up. And now Rakin going for the move. Easy move down the inside. I think Frederick and his tires, the softs are now dead. I mean, Kiski is doing an amazing job right now with those tires. And we can see Luis rejoins, but his chances are ruined. I mean, he was sitting 10th, but now he's 13th and far away from 10th. Unfortunate for him. And we can see two cars being side by side. I think it's Toro Rosso and we see yellow flags. I think it's Nathan. I don't know if he got a puncture or what, but no, he didn't. And now it's CRG Gamer. We are on the final lap, so we'll now see what penalties, what the weight, of the penalty is. And we can see Nathan finally retires. Those tires were totally dead, and we can see CRG Gamer up to 6. And let's see what his pace looks like on this final lap, and we'll have to see. Right now, CRG Sparks following closely Kiski, and we'll have to see if he tries the move. I mean, those tires must be dead as the soft. So we'll have to see if they are able to keep it. But if they fight, definitely it's gonna be an option for Rakin Messina to try and catch up on the final corners. And we'll have to see. Definitely Sparks is catching up. He's gonna go down the inside. The Alfa Romeo tries to close the door, but it was way... I think he left way too much space. And it's gonna be an easy position for Sparks. But let's see if the Alfa Romeo actually tries to have another go on Sparks, but those tires are just dead. And it's gonna be Buster Racer after an almost perfect race that provisionally is gonna take the win. But definitely I haven't seen Lonnie taking pen, so probably it could be a win for him. Let's see what happens. Oh, 1 second off the win. Oh, and CRG Sparks takes the win.
Sparks has won.
Oh my god. And Kiski takes second. What a plot twist.
Out of nowhere, Sparks wins from that. From being spun around at turn 1, he does it again. He won at Germany in the exact same manner. This time he won on track by overtaking Vasta, but he still won the Grand Prix. And that was a complete upset. No one expected Sparks to win the Grand Prix there. Loney's off the podium, and wow, what a finish that was.
And I have to say, I'm speechless, because if they haven't been able, to stop Sparks in this race, and neither in Germany, what are they gonna do about it? Because definitely, at the moment, the only thing that has stopped Sparks from having a podium or a good result has been a screen freeze. That was last week. So I don't know what's gonna happen now, because Sparks, it seemed it was gonna be Buster Racer win, but surprisingly it was Sparks who takes first, Kiski takes second, Buster Racer takes third, Lonnie takes fourth, Rakin Messina, really good recovery, takes fifth, CRG Gamer keeps sixth. Unfortunately, it could have been more than what it really was, but in the end he was only able to score his 6th position. Jordan, after that crazy launch on turn 1, surprisingly, finishes 7th, but probably he'll get a pen for that. Sap and Frederick and Nolan closes the top 10. And yeah, outside the top 10, Forbes with 18-second penalty. Really clean shit, you know, in this race. And then we have Luis, Kilcree, and Nathan. Well, Nathan DNF, but yeah, Kilcree and Luis. What a crazy race, and I think I lagged out, right? From the session, or you lagged out, or you just went out? Alright, I just thought, I was seeing everyone leaving, and maybe I thought, oh, it's my internet. And I'm gonna invite the podium into the party. So Buster Racer has never joined, I think. Let's see if today is different. We'll have to wait and see. And Kiski for me is actually a surprise. What's the ID from Kiski? Can you actually spell it? Alright. And there we go. Into the party they go. Let's see if they join. And I have to say this has been a pretty crazy race. Probably one of the best. It promised much more than what it really was. And I honestly think the safety car killed the action because I think some drivers went for the wrong strategy. And that probably is what killed the racing at the end of the race. Hello. Once everyone has have joined, we'll start with the interview. And I'm gonna let you, Daniel, start with the third, the driver that finished in third position. That I think it was Buster Racer. I don't know if he'll join. We'll wait a minute. But if it doesn't, then I'll let you start with the second driver.
Okay.
And and I think he's not gonna join, so yeah, let's kick off with the interviews, and in the case he joins, we'll just interview him later. So, Daniel, I will let you start with the interviews.
Alright, so Kiski, how were you coping with the tyres towards the end of the race? Were you thinking that they would puncture at any point, or you'd spin out at all? Well, after you saw that you overtook Vasta and and Loney, did you have a glimmer of hope that you would have won that Grand Prix? We did a really good job today, so well done, Parker. Do you have any questions for him?
I just want to first congratulate him, and I have to say that you're qualifying. I was actually surprised because generally you're not that up there, you know. You have a pretty solid racecraft, but then in quali maybe sometimes you missed a little bit. But today you were there, and did you expect to have such a good recovery, you know, to actually gain positions and like things as they went on? Did you expect them to go that way? So you're actually pretty satisfied with the result. And one final question. Actually, this has been risky because I didn't even look the calendar, so I'm gonna make time, you know, saying meaningless things while I search the calendar. Yeah, definitely, I found the calendar, so now I can ask the question. Next track is China. Oh, by the way, actually, HTA actually really nailed it with the dates. I have to say, since the game is coming out on July. But yeah, next race is China. Is it a good track for you? Well, let's hope that you can have a good race on China, and congratulations for that P2 to you for joining the interview. And now we're going with the winner. Um, I have to say that when I saw you spinning on that turn one, I said, nah, not again. He cannot be out of the points again. I mean, but definitely you had you kept it cool, you know. You were having a really good recovery. The safety car really helped you out. You decided to go with the mediums, and my main question is, at the end, how were those mediums? Because those 17 lap mediums probably were not the best.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I went on them before the safety car. And when the safety car restart happened, I think they were in like 20%, and I didn't have another set, so I had to use them. Yeah, they didn't feel great, but I can't imagine what the soft runners softs felt like. But yeah, it was better than going on to hards, and they were better than expected. They could have easily been at like 60% at the end. I think they were like 55, but yeah, better than the softs at least.
Yeah, and now my second question, of course, is when you got spun. Well, my English is not the best one, but you get me. Um,
Yeah.
did you were you furious about it because it was a crazy dive from into turn one, both Red Bulls, and probably your race was over, we could say, at that point. Were you furious? Did you expect to have such a good comeback?
Um, and I was absolutely fuming at the start because I was blaming it on Caden at first because I didn't know anybody hit me. But yeah, I wasn't very happy. After a lap or so, I kind of just shut up, made my mic, and got on with it. But I had a feeling I was sitting there thinking somebody's got to crash, somebody's got to spin, there's got to be a safety car at one point. And when it did come out, it didn't surprise me. But I didn't expect to win. I was thinking, all right, maybe we can get a podium, maybe we can get at least top four. But a win in the end, it was crazy.
Yeah, definitely it was. And now, Daniel, do you have any question for the winner?
Well, I was just wondering, like, how do you feel going into China? Do you think you can pick up yet another win? You've won 4 races, I believe, this season. I think it's 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 4. I think it is, yeah.
So, are you confident going to China?
Well, the past few races I've had there, I've never done well at, but obviously you change as a driver over time and the game evolves and all that. But I know Gamer really likes that track. It's one of his favourite tracks, and it's the award track, so everybody will be a bit sweaty there, just like tonight. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm putting my money on it that I'll still be decent if I don't get spun in turn 1 again. But yeah, we'll see what it is. We'll see how it is.
Well, we could say that interviews are over now. So thank you really much for joining Sparks. Good luck for your next race in China, and congratulations on your 4th win this season.
Thank you.
So we could say that we're now getting to the end of the stream. Before ending this stream, do you have anything else to add, Daniel?
Well, I'm just hoping that this momentum of the races being so good will continue into China. So no, that's all I really have to say. Thank you everyone for watching, I guess.
I mean, I have to agree. We've had really good races this season, and I think one key factor is the fact that they run without assist, because in the end it makes it more enjoyable, the experience, I think, for the viewers, because they risk more, you know, and I think it's much more interesting in the end. It's true that these drivers have much more racecraft than others, which makes it more boring, because the first stint of the race is always boring. They don't try and go for the move, but I understand absolutely. But yeah, in the end we have good battles, you know, we have interesting fights, and I hope that this keeps going for the next rounds. So thank you to everyone that joined us today. We were actually quite a lot the opposite. It has been a pleasure to commentate. It's been a pleasure also to be along with Daniel. At 8, we'll be back with HTA assist tier. And we'll be back next week with round 7 in China. So this has been all for today. Thank you very much and see you next week.